Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to head down to the river that's near me to cook my breakfast. It's a dish that I've had before and I've seen other people do. Here's the name, don't ask me to pronounce it. My version isn't the authentic version of that, so it's just something that I've picked up and like to do. So I'm going to head through the woods first. I'm going to go for a good walk and we're going to get down to the river. I'll show you that, and then we're going to have some breakfast. I'm hoping to show you some deer, or at least we'll see some kind of wildlife on the way. If we do, we'll put that in there for you to see. So thank you very much for joining me. So this is the woodland near where I live. That's a dead birch tree, and we've got some nice horsehoof fungi on there. Good specimens. The reason why I'm just talking a little bit quietly is because I have seen some deer, and well, actually I would rephrase that and say that they saw me first and they've bolted, but I saw the general direction they went, and so we're gonna go and follow them. But here's another birch tree. This one's got the polypores on it, birch polypores, different sizes or ages on there. We've also, I think this one here is called the witch's broom. Normally you see that up in the canopies of birch trees. Can look like a bird's nest. So I've seen quite a bit of deer, but they're always seeing me and then they're running off, so I will get you a shot of one. It's good woodland. Showed you the birch polypore there, horseshoe fungus, that witch's broom is also a fungus as well. Down here, they're not in their best now, so we're nearly into December. That's chanterelles. They're way gone past, they're very soggy, but yeah, that's a few here. Nice birch woodland. Bracken's died off now. There's the odd oak, the odd beech tree as well, and yeah, we'll keep going. There's long-tailed tits flying around. I've seen a flock of about 20, but they're very hard to film, so we'll keep going. It's quite mossy in here, as you can see. It's really beautiful woodland, this. Really nice. I'm just going to head into all that bracken over there because it's easy to see me. But that's a well-trodden deer path there, so I think we'll sort of get in there, and then I might actually cook my breakfast in amongst that bracken and then let the deer come to me, and we'll go down to the river after. So let's go and do that, I think. Okay, it's breakfast time for me, so I'm just going to do my breakfast right in here, in amongst this bracken. Hopefully all the deer that I've disturbed around the woodland will actually settle and perhaps come meandering back past. After breakfast we're going to head down the river. On this particular stretch of the river we've not had any beavers for maybe 400, 500, 600 years. They got hunted to extinction, and they got hunted to extinction in the whole country. But somewhere, somehow, some got released, and now there's about 500 or 600 all around the river systems around this area. Chances of seeing a beaver today are very slim, but we'll at least see some of their activity. And so there's also some otters down there. Again, it's about luck as to whether we see them or not. So I'm going to have my breakfast, then we're going to head down there and we'll get that deer for you. So. Right, it's time for breakfast. This is a baby pepper. I think they're more sweeter, that's why I got it, and I've chopped it up, and I've also chopped up some red onion, and there's some garlic in there as well. I've got a bit of oil, and I'm going to start frying that off very gently. We don't want to brown it, we just want to cook it. After that I'm going to add some chopped tomatoes. Once that's cooked out for about 10 minutes, I'm then going to add 2 eggs in there, and essentially you're poaching the eggs in that. I'm going to put some tin foil over the top so I can get a good heat all around. Bit of paprika's going in there, little bit of parsley as well. So let's get started on that. The forecast says that there's going to be some heavy rain today. There was heavy rain yesterday. Usually I fire cook, but because of the forecast and because they usually get the timings wrong, I'm just going to get cooking with this gas here. So okay, that's been cooking for about 10 minutes. The peppers have softened up now, as have the onions. So as much as you like, you can add your paprika. And I'm just going to put a bit of salt in there as well. This is a really simple dish. You won't find anything easier to cook really. I mean, it really is very easy, but it does take some time. So I'm going to add some chopped tomatoes now. And I'd say it's another further 10 minutes of cooking at a nice gentle heat, just to get everything cooked through now. And you'll keep softening up the peppers and the onions and garlic as well. A bit of that parsley. Another 5 minutes until I add the eggs. That's been just ticking away nicely for about 10 minutes now. So I feel I'm ready to add my eggs. From this point, this dish will be ready once the eggs are cooked, whichever way you like your eggs. If you do like them a bit runny or really well cooked, then it's up to yourself. Just gonna put that in there nice. Okay. Just going to let that cook really slowly, and I'm just going to put some tin foil on top so I can get a good heat up this end as well. check that in a few minutes. Okay, it's nearly done. If you can manage to get a soft yolk, that will give you a nice sauce within the dish as well. Lovely. Yep, that's ready for me, so it's time for my breakfast. Okay, right, that's my breakfast ready. 25 to 30 minutes to cook it, nice and slowly, take your time. Garlic, peppers, red onion, some parsley, paprika, a little bit of seasoning, chopped tomatoes and a couple of eggs poached and all that. Oh, yep. My yolk has got a little bit of runniness to it. It's really nice actually. I've been out for a couple of hours. I've been walking for a good hour and a half. What a nice breakfast to have actually. Really easy to do in the one pot, and you can eat straight from that as well. Keep it nice and warm, nice and hearty. After this, I'm going to head down the river, and this is going to keep me going for a long time, so see you in a wee while. We'll go along and get a bit closer down to the river. It's quite dirty today. As I say, there's been a lot of rain. That's where the beaver's been. That's pretty fresh. That was done 1 or 2 years ago. Chances of seeing the beaver today are, well, pretty slim to be honest. They were here for about a year before I first saw one, and that was in the summer, and always at 7 o'clock at night I would see, in fact I saw 3. It was kind of getting some vegetation from the riverbed and then sitting on a rock and eating it. I've got a little bit of footage of that. If I can find it, I'll put it at the end of this video. They were much easier to see where they were going, because on the other side of the bank there was a lot of sweet cicely growing and ferns and other plants, and they'd have these kind of runs where they'd leave the river and go up. I've got also some footage of a beaver collecting some sweet cicely, so if I find that I'll put that on the end here. It's not the best footage, the camera's not the greatest, and it was on zoom, but yeah, just see. Been here a while ago as well, and there. that whole tree's come down. Well, the end of my journey now. I'm down by the river. It's a little bit dirty, as I said, a lot of rain. We're not going to see a beaver today, I don't think so. I will come back down in summer. I will do a cook down here somewhere and we'll get some footage of some beaver. And I promise I'll get better footage of the deer. I saw quite a few today, but they saw me first and I scared them and they ran off, so it's a little bit tricky. But I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed, the food that I cooked today. It was really, really nice. I feel really, really good. And I'm going to head home now because I can feel drops of rain, and it's heavy rain is forecast for later, but I think it'll come a bit earlier. So thanks very much for watching. Cheers.